Welcome back everybody, Josh here, back at it again with a brand new YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about Doom 2016 for the PS4. Now I do have Doom 2016 on both the Xbox as well as the PlayStation 4, but over the past few months, just because I haven't really been working that much due to sort of the events that are going along with society, I decided that I was going to take some time to play some video games and maybe review some video games for you guys on this channel. I probably won't be using video game footage, even though I probably could, just because I wasn't able to kind of record while I was pretty much at home doing nothing. I decided to pick up Doom, and I had not beaten the game. I had played a little bit of it, and a little bit that I did play really did intrigue me to the point where it made me feel like maybe now's the right time to get back into Doom, just because I am a huge Doom fan. You know, my first introduction to Doom was Doom 3 back on the Xbox, and I had a blast playing that game. It was more or less a survival horror game, whereas the Doom 2016, while it does have some survival horror aspects to it where you don't have the regenerative health, you pretty much are forced to kind of go around the map and kind of look for sort of your health pack, and you're able to kind of kill demons and stuff like that to be able to get these health packs, as well use the chainsaw every once in a while to be able to kind of get some ammunition if you're running low. That's one of the things I really love about this game, is the fact that this game does not hold your hand. From start to finish, you're sent along your way to kind of explore the map, and you're pretty much forced to do that, to look for different collectibles, different items along the way that will help you along your journey. If you're not looking for those things, you're probably going to die, because a lot of the armor upgrades with your Praetor suit, whatever you call it, or even sort of your weapon upgrades and stuff like that, are done through collecting these sort of items along the way. And when you're doing a lot of really cool glory kills and even killing a bunch of demons in really unique ways, you earn points over time through doing that, and then eventually you get to upgrade your armor and abilities and stuff. And that's what I like about this game compared to some of the other first-person shooters that I played in the past. Now, if you are a huge Doom fan, you will realize that Wolfenstein and Doom, which are two Bethesda-owned properties now, were sort of the properties that kind of spawned the first-person shooter genre. And it's kind of funny that the first video game that I'm actually talking about on this channel is actually a first-person shooter genre that's been around for decades upon decades. And this game is no different. This game is very self-aware, and that's one of the things that I really like about it. It doesn't take itself too seriously like some of the other first-person shooters like Call of Duty and Killzone and Halo and some of the other video games that I played over the past few years. While I do like those games for different aspects and different reasons, Doom 2016 is a little bit more humor filled. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Like, even from the get-go, when you awaken from the sarcophagus and are pretty much shot right into the action right away, and you know that this game is a little bit different, especially when they're going through sort of the dialogue and stuff through the monitor screen, and you see Doom guy just kind of take the monitor and rip it off the monitor stand that it's on and just tosses it aside and stuff like that. Samuel Hayden's kind of talking to him, and Samuel Hayden is the main bad guy of this video game, and he is pretty much a demonic force. This game is pretty much the titular Doom franchise that you come to know and love. This is about sort of demons from hell, and you're pretty much the Doomslayer, and your pretty much entire mission is there to kind of be there to kind of stop the demons from hell from rising and taking over Earth, which they eventually do in Doom Eternal. But I will definitely talk about that game in a different video, because I am playing that right now as well. And the Doomslayer knows who he is. He knows what he is supposed to be. The game is kind of revolved around his actions. While it takes itself seriously in terms of sort of the exposition department, the Doomslayer does not take it himself too seriously. And that's one of the things I really do like about this game. As I stated before, I think the fact that the Doomslayer is really sort of self-aware in that aspect is something that really helps this game. It doesn't hurt it, whereas in other stories it might kind of hinder it, because the main character is kind of doing some really cool one-liners and stuff like every once in a while. The Doomslayer in sort of Doom 2016 doesn't really speak that much. You get here and there bits of dialogue and stuff, but overall he really doesn't say that much. And you know, right away when you get to sort of the main missions on Mars, you get that really cool sequence where the doors kind of open and Doomslayer kind of cocks his shotgun and stuff, and he goes out there and starts killing demons. And start to finish, this game is a wall-to-wall action game, and I really do like that aspect about Doom 2016, whereas in Doom Eternal it does a little bit more of the cutscenes. I'm not comparing these games right away. I'm just saying that that's one aspect that I like about this game compared to the other ones. And there's a lot of, you know, creature designs that were really well done in this video game. The creature designs were done by Hugo Martin, who kind of worked on one of my favorite films, and that is Pacific Rim, with Guillermo del Toro, who's a really talented filmmaker in his own right. And I think that that is one of the things that I really do like, is the fact that he was really responsible for a lot of the UAC lab designs. He was really responsible for updating sort of these creatures and kind of making this story feel a little bit like Doom 3, but also updating it for the modern standards and modern graphics engines on the PS4. And I think that's one of the things I really liked, is because this does feel like a movie, but it also feels like it's very action oriented, and no longer in these video games can you sort of just pop around a corner and kind of take cover and stuff like that, as you know, the demons or sort of the other bad guys are kind of shooting at you and stuff, and then you kind of regain your health that way. You're forced to kind of run around the map and kind of look through the maze to kind of find sort of these ammunition packages and the health. And it's just stuff like that that makes me really want to go back and replay it, especially on harder difficulty levels, because it really is sort of a chess-based game. You're trying to take out either the harder demons first before you're taking out the lower demons, or you're trying to take out the lower demons first before you're taking out the harder ones. And gradually over time, the demons get bigger and bigger and badder till the point where you're fighting boss after boss and boss. And at some points it does feel frustrating because you are dying a lot. This game will, like I said before, not hold your hand, so you're pretty much forced to kind of do stuff in unique ways that you wouldn't do in something like a Call of Duty or a Halo or Killzone or any of those variety of other different first-person shooters, or even Battlefield for that instance. Like, this is a very different game. And I think that's one of the reasons why I really like this, is because it's something fresh and new. And especially in 2016 and playing it now, like some of the stuff that they reference in this game really does hold up even to this day. And I think this is one of those games that does have some replayability factor to it, because like with movies and stuff, I think that a good movie is something that you want to come back to and revisit and watch over and over again. I think that with video games, there's a replayability factor. So if a game is really good, if it's told from a really unique story to it, if it has really good characters and cast of characters that you kind of love within that video game universe, you're going to come back, and some of the moments of this game are awesome. Like, you just feel like a straight badass when you're playing as the Doomslayer. Little bits of pieces of audio here and there that kind of explain that the demons also kind of fear you, as well as the normal sort of UAC personnel. I just think overall this is a really great update, especially from Doom 3. I know that this game was in development hell since Doom 4, which was originally going to be sort of the next version of Doom, and then they kind of scrapped that idea because it's becoming more of a military shooter, and they wanted something that kind of resembled Doom in a way. And I'm kind of glad that they went that route. I really thank, Hugo Martin for doing that, because he really took this genre to a new sort of dimension, if you will, and kind of reshaped Doom to sort of a modern audience. And I think that's one of the things I really like about this. The other thing I really like is the music. I think the musical score done by Mick Gordon, who's this music composer from Australia who's done like Killer Instinct and stuff like that in the past, other video game genres that I've really liked. He does the score for this, and it's really heavy metal / rock and roll style, which I listen to a lot of heavy metal and I listen to a lot of rock and roll music and stuff. So this is right down my alley, and I think that the musical score kind of pumps you up for the next missions and stuff. It wants you to kind of keep continuing the game even if you die and stuff and get frustrated. Like it's very rewarding once you finally are able to kind of beat that, and that's just one of the many things about this game that are just perfect. And I stress that there's no such thing as a perfect game, but I think that Doom is as close to perfect for the modern audience as you're going to get. While there is not that many cutscenes within this game, there's a lot of stuff that they do that's unique and different, that kind of differentiates itself from a different first-person shooter and stuff like that in the past. So that's why I'm going to give Doom 2016 an A+. I really do think that it deserves it. I think that you guys should go out and play it, especially since right now my PSN, as I'm talking about this, I don't know when this is going to be uploaded. It's like $10 from the PlayStation Network sale. So I'd highly recommend you guys picking it up. And even at full price, I don't think that you guys are going to be soured or anything by the video game experience that you're going to be playing through it. I think it's definitely worth it even at full price, which I did buy both a physical copy on the PS4. I think I got the Xbox One version of it as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I know I have it on Switch and stuff. So I would highly recommend you guys go out and pick up Doom 2016. I think it's worth your time. I think that you guys will be really happy with it. So hopefully you guys learn a thing or two about the video game industry. This is a really new thing that I'm doing on my channel, where I'm kind of reviewing games as I'm playing through them, just because I am a gamer as well. I think that storytelling in games is just as much as important as movies and filmmaking, especially if you're a filmmaker. You kind of should play video games because they're a little bit more interactive, and I think that's just the way things are going to go in the future. The stories of video games are going to rival that of cinematic films, and maybe in the future I'll talk about my love for Halo, Combat Evolved, as well as Halo 2, Halo 3, and Halo Reach, and some of the other Halo games that have come out. Maybe I'll do Uncharted and stuff like that as well. So look forward to those reviews mixed in with some of my movie reviews in the future. I'm still going to be doing my movie review channel. I just wanted to change this up and kind of do something different because it kind of spices up my content a little bit. And this game is rated M, so I would not recommend it for children. I think this is made for more of a mature audience. But I mean, if you're a parent, you kind of decide whether for yourself or not you're going to want to give your kids this game. So, just be responsible. If your kid can handle it, then maybe consider it. But this game is mostly intended for adults. So there's a lot of blood, there's a lot of guts, there's a lot of punching demons in the face and slamming them to the ground, tearing their arms off and stuff. And that's just really badass stuff that I really like in a video game. When you can do that in a video game and it feels fun and unique and stuff like that, like that's the thing that I really do I enjoy. And I think id Software kind of blew it out of the park on this one. So maybe I'll talk about Doom Eternal in the future once I finish it. But without going over any spoilers, I think that is going to be pretty much where I ended. So hopefully you guys will like this review. And as always, guys, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.